Welcome back to another episode of Smooth Operator Trucking, where we create the dream 1 mile at a time. Today I'm going to be going over my first quarter of 2026, and we're getting started right now. If you're an owner operator or thinking about becoming an owner operator, this is the channel for you. Keep watching to the end. I talk about different things on this channel, owner operator related, and I like to go over my monthly cost and profit, and also my quarterly. I try to keep it as real as possible, no fluff. All right, so for the first quarter of 2026, I got up to a pretty slow start. I was broke down for the majority of the month in January. I had a major $12,000 repair. I need to replace my transmission. And then February wasn't a bad month. I just didn't run that hard in February as I was taking care of some things. But March was a pretty good month. But was it enough to break even or even turn a profit? We'll see. All right, so let's jump right into it. For the first quarter, I did 15 loads altogether. Booked line haul, $40,179.16. Booked miles was $13,757. Paid miles was $2.92. My net per mile, after all deadhead and all miles included, was $2.18 per mile. My all miles ran for first quarter was $18,472. Now, typically speaking, you think about things on a, running 10,000 miles a month. So in first quarter, I should probably be somewhere around 30,000 miles. I'm only at 18,472 miles, and I should probably be somewhere around 60,000 gross. And right now I'm only at $40,179. Now let's go over first quarter expenses. So for the first quarter, I used 3,046 gallons. I paid $11,382.86 in fuel, or an average of 61 cents per mile. Total trailer rental fee was $2,036.67, or 11 cents per mile. Licensing and permits total was $216.67, or 12 cents per mile, 0.012 cents per mile. Total insurance was $714, or 4 cents per mile. Total satellite was $117, or pretty much EOD was $117. That's like 0.006 cents per mile. Oil was $279.66, or 0.015 cents per mile. Total repairs and parts, $13,370.45, or 72 cents per mile. Total card loading, I spent $24.50, or 1 cent per mile. Let's see here, purchasing weight tickets, $73.75, or 0.004 cents per mile. Tolls was $472.04, $472.04, or 0.026 cents per mile, which is actually not bad, but I didn't run a lot, and I didn't run a lot in the Northeast, so that helped me out a lot. Total office was $444.78, or 0.024 cents per mile, which is pretty much my monthly subscription fee to my payroll. Total miscellaneous expenses was $982.61, or 0.053 cents per mile, and that's normally my payroll expenses. When I say payroll expenses, I mean I pay myself on a W-2, and as the employer, I also have to match certain taxes, and so that is an expense. So total operating for the first quarter of 2026 was $31,608.99, or $1.71 per mile. If you come down over to how much I spent in food, beverage and food, I spent $1,235 or 7 cents per mile. Hotels, I spent $219 or 1 cent per mile. And I paid myself $9,825 or 53 cents per mile. So a cost you don't hear me talk about a lot of times in my personal costs is showering. Yes, I do shower, you know, at least once a week. No, I'm just joking. No, I shower more than that. But I have a membership to Planet Fitness, and so that's where I take my showers at. Whether I'm working out or not, which, you know, obviously when I go there I try to work out, but even if I don't work out, depending on the situation is, I will still go there and take a shower. I usually have enough fuel points that if I am somewhere and I'm not close to a Planet Fitness, that I can usually still take a shower for free, just using my points. But showers are pretty expensive. I don't know what they're like, $16 or $20 every time you take a shower now. But I don't think there's many people on the road who really have to pay for them out of pocket most of the time. But if you do, man, that freaking sucks. My total personal cost for the first quarter of 2026 was $11,279.62, or 61 cents per mile. And keep in mind, most of that is when I'm considering personal costs is what I paid myself also. So let's break it down and see what my overall profit or loss was for the first quarter of 2026. So recap, average cost per mile was $2.32 overall. My average net per mile was $2.18 per mile. My average miles per gallon was 6.06 miles per gallon, and my average cost per gallon was $3.74 a gallon. So paid miles, I ran 13,757. Actual miles was 18,472. So 4,715 empty miles. Empty mile percentage of 25%. So I know that sounds like a lot, but at Mercer, that's actually, you know, kind of typical and standard. Let's see here. So total operating costs, $31,608.99. Personal expenses, $11,279.62. Total expenses altogether, $42,888.61. So I had a net loss of $2,709.45. I'm not thrilled about that, but considering how the year started off, you know, that's not bad. Hopefully the second quarter will be a lot better to turn that around and get that at least in the double digits of profit. But yeah, that first quarter was a little rough. Like I said, that first month, you know, I had that major repair and I didn't run that much. And then the second month, I didn't have any major repairs, but I just didn't run that hard because I was taking care of things. Third month was a pretty good month for me. So hopefully the rest of the year will be more of the same. But yeah, that's pretty much how my numbers went for the first quarter of 2026. If you got value out of this video, hit that like button and consider subscribing. And as always, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Hard times don't last, hard truckers do. And last but not least, stay smooth, my friends.